My first step, I'm going to include my templates of my analysis of owner's equity. Okay, so guys, I have identified when I look at my structure, I need to first complete the analysis of owner's equity of Daisy. Why? Because I need to include my profit in terms of Daisy into rows. Then I will complete the analysis of owner's equity of Rose, and I will look at Nulana's analysis of owner's equity. Remember, I prefer to use the analysis of owner's equity. You do not have to, but this is the approach that I'm going to use. Therefore, first I'm going to include templates. Now, what do I mean with the template? This is the template of the analysis of owner's equity of Daisy. Guys, I will literally only include the at acquisition section, share capital, retained earnings, and then I will leave open sufficient lines to add all of the relevant details. Now, I will indicate to my marker that this will be my main calculation number 1. On the next page, analysis of owner's equity template of Rose, main calculation number 2, and my main calculation number 3. Remember guys, exam technique, extremely important. Once I have done this, I will refer back to the given information and I will work through the information from the top, allocating all of the details to my different analysis of owner's equity. I will tick off amounts transferred to ensure that I have identified that I have used them. And then guys, with this question, requirement C indicates that we need to prepare our intra-group journal entries. But do you agree with me that this is important for us to be able to complete our analysis of owner's equities? Therefore, once I get to the point where I'm able to perform my journal entries, I will immediately on a new page indicate to my marker that this will be my part C, and I will perform the journal entries. And I will have to remember to transfer this to my analysis of owner's equity should it have an effect. If not, leave it. Okay. Then number 4, guys, I will be able to complete requirement A, where I need to calculate the investment in associate and the total of our NCI. And then I will move on to requirement B. Now let's refer to the given information and work through the information from the top, as I have already included my templates of my analysis of owner's equity. Let's work through the information from the top. When you look at your trial balance, now guys, we have identified that they provide us with the retained earnings on 1 January 2010, and you will identify that I've added that they've provided us with a mark-to-market reserve on 1 January 2010. I'm not going to use this now. I'm first going to look at the information in terms of each investment. If you will identify that I do not tick off any amounts, I have not used them yet. Then important, we have identified that there is dividends on 31st of December 2010, which we need to eliminate. I will get back to this one. They've provided us with a profit, however, you should be able to calculate this. Number 1, on 1 January 2007, Spring Limited obtained control over Rose by acquiring 166,000 shares. Now guys, important, we have calculated this, but remember your marker don't know this. Therefore, you need to still include this somewhere in your calculations for your marker to be able to identify. And I do recommend that you include this on your analysis of owner's equity at the top. It's easy for your marker to be able to identify. And this is the 166,000 times 200 on 200,000, therefore 83%. Now we'll tick off. They indicate to us for 210,000. On that date, the retained earnings of Rose amounted to 40,000 and mark-to-market reserve relating to other investments amounted to 3,855. Immediately, I will transfer this to my analysis of owner's equity of Rose. You will identify I've included this to save us some recording time. Share capital 200,000. Retained earnings 40,000. Mark-to-market reserve 3855. And they've indicated to us that the consideration paid is 210,000. Remember, our NCI is based on our proportionate share. Therefore, our NCI will not share in any goodwill. I have ticked off all of the amounts. I still need to tick off the 210,000. And the next paragraph, guys, there's nothing that we need to transfer. Now, what I will do when I look at my trial balance, we are able to calculate the since period of our analysis of owner's equity. When you look at our timeline, we've purchased Rose on 1 January 2007. They've provided us with the retained earnings and our mark-to-market reserve. We need to prepare the analysis of owner's equity for 31 December 2010. Therefore, we are able to identify that there will be 3 sections. Section number 1 will be our at acquisition. Section number 2 will relate to our since period, our retained earnings, until end of December 2009. And section number 3 will relate to our current year, 2010. When you look at our analysis of owner's equity, guys, we have our at acquisition period, we have our since period, retained earnings, mark to market, and we have our current year, period number 3. Now we are able to calculate the retained earnings and the mark to market reserve. How do we do this? When you look at the trial balance and you look at Rose, specifically only Rose's column, guys, our retained earnings on the 1st of January 2010 is 60,000. Our mark to market reserve is 6508. Therefore, on our timeline, our structure, when you look at our structure, the retained earnings moved from 40,000 to 60,000, and the mark to market reserve moved from 3855 to an amount of 6508. Therefore, we are able to identify the retained earnings for the period from 1 January 2007 until 31 December 2009 amounts to 20,000, and the mark-to-market reserve from 1 Jan 2007 to 31 December 2009 amounts to 2653. Now let's transfer this to the analysis of owner's equity. When you look at the retained earnings in the since acquisition section, I've included the 20,000 as well as the calculation. Guys, important, you have to please include all your calculations. If you do not include them, you will lose marks. Especially, guys, think about this. If your total amount was incorrect, how should the mark know how you have calculated that amount? Okay, and then our mark-to-market reserve, the 2653. Now let's refer back to our given information, and now we are able to tick off the 60,000 as well as the 6508. And guys, we have used 200,000 in our analysis of owner's equity. The next important thing when you look at this will be to include our profit for the period. Now the profit in terms of rows is this, 219,492. Now let's transfer this to our current year section, and they've indicated to us that this is 219,492. Then the next important thing that we need to identify will be the dividends declared. Again, only look at Rose's column, and this will be an amount of 5,000 Rand. Therefore, let's transfer this to Rose's analysis of owner's equity. So guys, I will always add this somewhere at the bottom. Dividends, and this will be the 5,000. We can tick off number 1. We have included all of the relevant details as well as our trial balance. Number 2, Daisy Limited. We now need to complete our analysis of owner's equity of Daisy. Rose acquired 75% of the ordinary share capital in Daisy on 1 January 2010. Therefore, again guys, when you look at our timeline, on 1 January 2010, therefore we will only have to include 1, our at acquisition period, and 2, our current year period in our analysis of owner's equity. Analysis of owner's equity, our at acquisition, and our current year period. They indicate to us that they've purchased this for 180,000 Rand. This acquisition enabled Rose to control Daisy. We have identified that this is a subsidiary. And then they indicate to us at the date of acquisition of Daisy Limited, a portion of land was stated in the records of Daisy at 322,000, was valued by a sworn appraiser by 10,000 Rand more. The revaluation was not recorded in the records of Daisy Limited. This was the only item in the records of Daisy Limited that had a fair value that was not equal to its carrying amount. Therefore, we know we need to include this fair value adjustment in our analysis of owner's equity at acquisition period. Now, when you refer to the analysis of owner's equity of Daisy, you will identify I've already included our share capital, and this is from our trial balance, as well as our retained earnings from our trial balance. And now we need to include the revaluation surplus. This is 10,000. Our land increased with the 10,000. But what do we need to remember in terms of IAS 12? The tax on our land will be based on CGT. Therefore, 10,000 times 80% times 28%. And this will be an amount of 2240. And we can tick off our 10,000 as well as our 180,000, guys. Let's ensure I have included the 180,000, the consideration paid. We now need to work through our trial balance and identify the important details in terms of Daisy that we need to transfer to our analysis of owner's equity. Now, when you look at the column of Daisy, we have transferred the 150,000. We have transferred our retained earnings. Okay, guys, there's no mark-to-market reserve on 1 January 2010. We need to transfer our ordinary dividends paid, the 9,000, as well as the profit for the period, 100,404 Rand. Okay, now let's transfer both of these amounts to our analysis of owner's equity. Profit for the period, 100,404, and our dividends, 9,000. And let's tick off these two amounts. We have used them. Now let's move on, guys. We have completed section 2. Section 3, in terms of our associate. They've indicated to us that they've purchased the shares on 1 January 2009. Therefore, guys, immediately again on our timeline, our structure, when you look at Nulana, our at acquisition period on our analysis of owner's equity, then we will have a second section in terms of our since period, and number 3, which will be our current year. Now, when you look at Nulana, Guys, there's 3 sections. Well, I've divided this into 3. It's the at acquisition, it's the since acquisition, which consists out of our retained earnings, and this is our current year. They've indicated to us that Spring acquired 40% of the issued share capital of Nolana Limited when the retained earnings of Nolana Limited amounted to 20,000 Rand. The cost price of the investment in Nolana Limited amounted to 92,000 Rand. Since that date, Spring Limited has exercised significant influence, and we have identified that this is an associate. We need to apply IFRS 28. Guys, the next paragraph only indicates to us that our carrying amount and fair value of our assets, liabilities are equal. Okay, so let's transfer the 20,000, let's transfer the 92,000 to our analysis of owner's equity, as well as our share capital. When you look at the column of Nolana, our share capital is 100,000. Remember, Nolana is an associate. Therefore, we need to equity account our associate. I have transferred our share capital, 100,000, our retained earnings, 20,000, and our investment, the 92,000, the cost. Now, guys, you still have to do the at acquisition section of an associate. Why? Because it is very important that you are able to identify in the at acquisition if there is goodwill or a gain on bargain purchase. Now, especially with a gain on bargain purchase, because you need to remember that you will have to journal this. If there's any goodwill, you do not do anything with a goodwill, but you have to include your at acquisition section to identify if there's any gain on bargain purchase. Now, when you look at the at acquisition section, the portion that will be allocated of the total 120,000 times 40% to Spring will be an amount of 48,000. Therefore, guys, there is goodwill of 44,000, which is irrelevant to us.